Hello friends, this is our part 2 video of class 8 science chapter 3, which is synthetic fibers and plastic. So in part 1 we have already read all the synthetic fibers, and today in part 2 we are going to read the characteristics of synthetic fiber. So today we will start from the characteristics of synthetic fiber. Imagine that it is a rainy day. What kind of umbrella would you use and why? So mostly we use the umbrella which is made of a material which will not allow water to penetrate into it. So synthetic fiber possesses unique characteristics which make them popular dress materials. They dry up quickly and durable, less expensive, readily available and easy to maintain. So mostly synthetic fibers, the characteristics are like it is quite or quickly it can dry up, and it is very durable, means it is long lasting, it is very less expensive, and it is readily available or easily available and easy to maintain also. So perform the following activities and learn for yourself. So let's see what the activity is. So activity 3.2. Take two cloth pieces of same size, roughly half a meter square each. One of these should be from natural fiber and the other could be a synthetic fiber. You can take help of your parents in selecting these types of pieces. Soak the pieces in different mugs, each containing the same amount of water. Take the pieces out of the container after 5 minutes and spread them in the sun for a few minutes. Compare the volume of the water remaining in the each container or in each dress material. Suppose the activity is given, we should take two pieces of cloth. One is the natural fiber cloth, suppose say cotton, and another is synthetic fiber, say terracotta or polycot, anything we will take. And the two pieces of cloth we will dip inside the water and allow them to spread in the sun for a few minutes. And after some time, if we check, the synthetic fiber will be dried up and the cotton fiber or any natural fiber that will have some water in it. So from this activity we know that, or we knew that, the synthetic fibers dry quickly as compared to the natural fiber. So synthetic fibers soak less or more water than the natural fiber. Obviously from the activity we knew that the synthetic fiber soaks less water as compared to the natural fiber. Do they take less or more time to dry? Synthetic fiber will take very less time to dry as compared to the natural fiber. So what does this activity tell you about the characteristics of synthetic fiber? So this activity tells us that the synthetic fibers soak less water and the synthetic fiber dry very quickly. Find out from your parents about the durability, cost and maintenance of these fabrics compared to the natural fiber. So natural fibers is very costly, whereas synthetic fiber is very cheap, and maintenance of synthetic fiber is very low, but maintenance of natural fiber is very high. So like this comparison is there between the natural fibers and synthetic fibers. Next is plastic. You must be familiar with many plastic articles used every day. Make a list of such items and their uses. So we know many plastic which we are using day to day, like bucket, mug, cup, plastic cups, or the jars which are kept inside our kitchen. So mostly day to day activity, mostly the things which we are using are plastics. So plastic is also a polymer like the synthetic fiber. All plastic do not have the same type of arrangement of units. In some it is linear, whereas in other it is crossed link. So if you see diagram, some plastic are linearly arranged, or this kind of image, this kind of arrangement is there in some plastic, and in some plastic crossed link arrangement is there. So we will see some examples of it. Plastic articles are available in all possible shapes and size, as you can see in this figure 3.7. So plastic are available in every shape and size. It can be a chair, it can be a bucket, it can be a cup, it can be a toy, it can be any form, it can be any shape and size plastic. Have you ever wondered how this is possible? Means how this kind of shape and sizes are possible? The fact is that plastic is easily moldable, that is, it can be shaped into any form. So if we melt plastic and make different things from the molded plastics. So plastic can be recycled, reused, colored, melted, rolled into sheet, or made into wires. That is why it finds such a variety of uses. So we know that plastic can be molded. That means the plastic can be recycled, again reused. We can give them color. We can roll into sheet and make it a wire also. So that's why, that is the reason we can make different types of articles from the plastics. So what is polythene? Polythene is derived from two words, poly and ethene. Polythene is an example of plastic. It is used for making commonly used polythene bags. So what is polythene? Polythene is a type of, or is an example of plastic, and it is used for making commonly used polythene bags which you use in the day-to-day life. Now try to bend a piece of plastic yourself. Can all the plastic articles be bent easily? No, some plastic can bend easily, and some plastic don't bend easily. They are quite strong. You will observe that some plastic articles can be bent easily, while some break when forced to bend. When we add hot water to plastic bottles, it gets deformed, or when we add hot water to plastic bottle, it will get shrinked. Such plastic which get deformed easily on heating and can be bent easily are known as thermoplastic. So what is thermoplastic? The plastic which gets deformed easily on heating and can be bent easily is called thermoplastic. That means thermoplastic are the plastic which can be bent easily on heating. Polythene and PVC are some of the examples of thermoplastics. So the examples of thermoplastics are polythene and PVC. So you can see, you must have seen the PVC pipe which is available in the market, and polythene, you know the example polythene because it is a carry bag. These are used for manufacturing toys, combs, and various types of containers also. So thermoplastic is also used for manufacturing toys, combs, and various types of containers, so that if it will break, we can again recycle it and make it a different article. On the other hand, there are some plastic which when molded once cannot be softened by heating. These are called thermosetting plastic. So the word thermosetting, setting means it will set, permanently it will set, and thermo means heat. So what is thermosetting plastic? Some plastic which when molded once cannot be softened by heating. These are called thermosetting plastic. And two examples of thermosetting plastics are bakelite and melamine. So what is bakelite and what is melamine? Bakelite is a poor conductor of heat and electricity. It is used for making electrical switches, handles of various utensils, etc. So bakelite is a very poor conductor of heat and also electricity. That means it doesn't allow current to pass through it, and it also doesn't allow heat to pass through it. So it is used for making electrical switches as well as handles of various utensils. So if you see the pans The handles are made up of the thermosetting plastics. Then the other example is melamine. It is a versatile material. It resists fire and can tolerate heat better than other plastics. It is used for making floor tiles, kitchenware and fabrics which resist fire. So melamines are the materials which resist fire, or it can resist fire, or it can tolerate better heat. So this is used for making floor tiles, kitchenware and fabrics which resist fire. So figure 3.8 shows the various uses of thermoplastics and thermosetting plastics. So if you see figure 3.8, there are some examples of thermosetting plastic and thermoplastic. So this is thermosetting plastic. Example, thermosetting plastic. This diagram, switchboard, and this one is handle of a cooker. This is a plate, and this is some kind of cup plate. And articles which are thermoplastics means which can be molded easily. So these are made up of thermoplastic. So examples are this bucket, if you see, and this is a wire. So these are some examples of thermosetting and thermoplastics. Plastic as material of choice. So mostly we choose the things which are less costly and more durable. So that is a plastic. So plastic are more durable and less in cost. Today, if we think of storing your food items, water, milk, pickles, dry fruits, etc., plastic container seems most convenient because of their lightweight, low price, good strength and easy handling. Being lighter as compared to the metals, plastic are used in cars, aircraft and spacecraft also. The list is endless. If we start counting articles like slipper, furniture, decoration, pieces, etc. Now let us discuss the characteristics, properties of plastic. So day-to-day life we are using mostly the plastic. Why? Because they are very lightweight, price is very low, strength is very good and we can handle it easily. So being lightweight, it is also used in cars, aircraft and spacecraft also. And some of the examples are slippers, furniture, decoration pieces, etc. So now we will discuss about some characteristics, properties of plastic. So what is the first characteristics? Plastic is non-reactive. So that's why we keep the articles like sugar or maybe tea, anything, wheat, rice, the water, any substance we keep, it will not react with that food items. So you know that metals like iron get rusted when left exposed to moisture and air. But plastic do not react with water and air. They are not corroded easily. That is why they are used to store various kind of materials including many chemicals. So mostly if we compare iron with a plastic, iron will get corroded or it will get rusted when it comes in contact with moisture and air, whereas plastic, it will not corrode or it will not get rusted. So that's why mostly we use plastic for storing different kinds of materials or things, and many chemicals also we put inside the plastics. Second characteristics of plastic is light, weight, strong and durable. Talk to your parents or grandparents about the types of bucket that were used in past. What is the material of the buckets or mugs you are using today? What are the advantages of using plastic container? Since plastic is very light, strong, durable and can be molded into different shapes and sizes, it is used for various purposes. Plastics are generally cheaper than metals. They are widely used in industry and for household articles. So what it is saying that if we ask to our parents or grandparents that in their past what they are using, the bucket what they are using, that means mostly they will be using a bucket which was made up of metal, and it was very heavy also. If you go to the village area, the bucket they will be using a metal bucket, or you have seen in the rural area, or you can visit a rural area, or if you go to your village and see, mostly nowadays they are not using, but mostly you can check and you can see that mostly they are using a bucket which was made up of iron or metal body. So it was very heavy. So nowadays we are not using any metal bucket. We are using plastic bucket, and it is very lightweight and it is very strong also. So plastics are also very cheaper material, and they are also used in industries for making household articles. So we have to make a list of plastic containers that we use in day-to-day life. So we have already discussed some plastic containers which we use in our day-to-day life, like bottles, mugs, cups, bucket, the container in the kitchen which we keep food items like rice, or we can say sugar, we can say tea leaves, etc. Next characteristics is plastic is poor conductor. This is the third characteristics. You have learned about the plastics are poor conductor of heat and electricity. That is why electrical wires have plastic coverings, and handles of screwdrivers are made up of plastics. As mentioned above, handles of frying pans are also made up of plastic. We have already read that plastics, the handles of frying pans are also made up of plastic, which is a thermosetting plastic. We have already read. So we know that plastic is a poor conductor of heat and electricity. That means heat cannot pass through the plastics, or electricity cannot pass through the plastic. So mostly we use in the covering of wire or in the screwdriver handle we use plastics. Did you know plastic find extensive use in the healthcare industry also? In healthcare industry also plastics are also used. Some examples of their use are the packing of tablets, threads used for stitching wounds, syringes, doctors' gloves, and a number of medical instruments. Special plastic cookware is used in microwave oven for cooking food. In microwave oven, the heat cooks the food but doesn't affect the plastic vessels. So mostly inside the microwave oven, if we see the plastic container is there. On the top of it we keep food and heat it. So the food will get heated, but the plastic container, it will not affect the plastic container. The heat will not affect. Teflon is a special plastic on which oil and water do not stick. It is used for non-stick coating on the cookware. So if you see non-stick cookware, on the top of it, or totally the non-stick cookware is covered with a black coating, it is a Teflon coating, not a black color coating, it is a Teflon coating. So that's why water and oil do not stick in one place, it will move. Fireproof plastics. Although synthetic fiber catches fire easily, it is interesting to know that the uniforms of firemen have coatings of melamine plastic to make them flame resistant. So we have already read that synthetic fiber or synthetic cloth catches fire easily, but melamine plastics are used for coating firemen's uniform, because we know that melamine plastic do not catch fire easily. So it is used for coating the uniform of firemen. Next is plastic and the environment. So as we know that plastic is making our environment polluted, so we should reduce the use of plastic. So that's why government have also said that say no to plastic and use a carry bag made up of cloth. So let us see plastics and the environment. When we go to the market, we usually get things wrapped in plastic or packed in polythene bags. That is one reason why plastic waste keeps getting accumulated in our homes. Ultimately, plastic finds its way to the garbage. Disposal of plastic is a major problem. Do you know why? So mostly when we go to the market, the things which we buy, mostly it has a wrapping of plastics, or the things which we buy, the shopkeeper will give it with a plastic bag. So at last, the plastic bag comes to our home and it will find its way and go to the decomposed garbage waste, and there it will be thrown. The material which get decomposed through the natural process, such as by the action of bacteria, is called biodegradable. A material which is not easily decomposed by natural processes, it is called non-biodegradable. So we know that what is biodegradable things? The things which decompose easily, and the things which doesn't decompose easily is called non-biodegradable thing. For example, plastics. So look at the table 3.3. It is saying that type of waste, approximate time taken to degenerate, nature of materials. So first one is peel of vegetables and fruit, leftover foodstuff, etc. It will take mostly 1 to 2 weeks and it will get biodegradable. Paper, 10 to 30 days. After 10 to 30 days, it will be get biodegradable. Cotton clothes, 2 to 5 months. Wood, 10 to 15 years. Woolen clothes, about a year. But tin, aluminium and other metal cans, it will take 100 to 500 years to get degradable or decompose. And plastic bag will take several years, mostly more than 500 years. So these are called non-biodegradable and this is called biodegradable. So a question will arise, this is also decomposing in certain time period and these two things are also decomposing in certain time period. So all the things are getting decomposed, but with a certain time period. Some is taking very less time period to decompose and some is taking very high time period to decompose, like tin, aluminium and plastics. So why we have categorized biodegradable and non-biodegradable? Because both the things are getting decomposed. We should say all the things are biodegradable. So why we are calling something as biodegradable and something as non-biodegradable? See, because our human life is mostly up to 60 years as of now. Before they were living 80 to 100, 110 years people were also living. But in this era, people are mostly living up to 60, 65, 70 maximum. Mostly 60 to 70 years people are living. So we cannot see that a tin, aluminium, plastic bags get decomposed. So the things which we cannot see in our life, that the thing is getting decomposed, so we call it a non-biodegradable. So that's why 100 year, 500 year and more than 500 years, the things which get decomposed, these are called non-biodegradable material. Since plastic takes several years to decompose, it is not environmental friendly. It causes environmental pollutions. Besides, the burning process in the synthetic materials is quite slow and it does not get completely burned easily. In this process, it releases lot of poisonous fumes into the atmosphere, causing air pollution. How can this problem be solved? So mostly the plastic bags or the plastic things take several years to decompose. So it is not a environment friendly. The plastic is not environment friendly thing, and it also pollutes to the environment. And if we burn the plastic, it will slowly burn, and the smoke which it will release, it is very harmful to the environment. So it will also cause the air pollution. So how this problem be solved? So mostly we will use less plastic. So in this way, problem will be solved. So let's see. However, seen a garbage dump where animals are eating garbage. In the process of eating the food waste, they swallow materials like polythene bags and wrappers of foods. Can you imagine the consequences? The plastic materials choke the respiratory system of these animals or forms a lining in their stomachs and can be the cause of their death. The polybags carelessly thrown here and there are responsible for clogging the drains. Sometimes we are very careless and throw the wrappers of the chips, biscuits and other eatables on the road or in the park or in the picnic places. Should we not think twice before doing so? As a responsible citizen, what measures do you suggest to keep public places clean and free of plastics? So mostly when we are going to any public places, we should throw all the plastic things in the garbage or in the garbage bin or in the dust bin, so that we can keep our environment clean and free from plastics. So mostly if we see some animals like cow, when they are eating from the garbage, so mostly if the food is wrapped in the plastic paper or in plastic bag, they will mostly tear it and eat. But if they sometimes they can't tear the plastic bag, so along that plastic bag they will chew the food and the plastic bag will go inside their stomach. Sometimes the plastic will choke in their respiratory system, which causes death of some animals, and some animal will chew it, the plastic bag, and take it to the stomach, and in the stomach inner lining a plastic layer will be get covered, which will harm their health. So we should not throw plastic bag outside. Avoid the use of plastic as far as possible. Make use of the bags made up of cotton or jute when you go for shopping. So it is advised to not use plastic bags, and if possible use cotton and jute bags. The biodegradable and non-biodegradable waste should be collected separately and disposed of separately. So biodegradable waste and non-biodegradable waste, these waste should be collected separately. Separate dustbin should be there for biodegradable as well as non-biodegradable. Practice this in your home first. Can you suggest some other way in which you can contribute towards reducing the use of the plastic materials? So it is asking to give some other way in which we can use less amount of plastic materials. It is better to recycle plastic waste. Most of the thermoplastic can be recycled. Make a list of items that can be recycled. However, during recycling, certain coloring agents are added. This limits its uses, especially for storage of food. So it is saying that we can recycle also plastic, and mostly thermoplastics are recycled and made into different items. And some plastic uses color. So some plastic is unfit for storing food because the coloring agent would come to our food and the food will become color. So mostly color plastics are not used for storing food items. As a responsible citizen, remember the 5 principles, that is reduce, reuse, recycle, recover and refuse. Develop habits which are environment friendly. So it is saying we are having 5R principle. The 5R principle are: first is reduce the use of the plastic. If we are using plastic, then reuse it, recycle it, recover and refuse the use of plastics. Fiber wise, do not throw plastic bags in the water bodies or on the road. Take a cotton carry bag or a jute bag while going for shopping. Try to minimize the use of plastic materials. Example, use a steel lunch box instead of plastic one. So these are some fiber wise point given here. So we have completed our chapter, and in the next part we will discuss the exercise questions. So thank you for watching our video, and please subscribe our video, and our part 3 video is going to be uploaded on exercise, this question answer. So thank you for watching our video. Please visit our next video. Thank you.